Hey guys, and welcome to another workout. Today we're gonna look over how to improve our underwater swimming and also improve our tight streamline. A lot of young swimmers and master swimmers in particular are struggling with this, so let's look at how we can improve this. And if you like these workouts, please don't hesitate to comment below. Thank you, Roman, for requesting this video, and like and share this with the world so we can spread the love. Now let's look at this workout. So for the warm-up, I am starting on the foam roll to roll out the essentials, starting in a streamlined position and rolling my back from the middle all the way up towards the neck area. I also like to cup my head and tuck my chin down to really loosen up my spine to get it started the right way. I also like to engage my back to push it down in a thoracic extension, very important in underwaters and also in butterfly. I also like to go into my hip flexors and quads because underwater is really reliant from the hips, and the hip flexors and the quads get really tight, and sometimes that is an issue why we cannot have a good downbeat kick to engage the hamstrings and the glutes. Great way to start the warm-up. I always love to get the core engaged. It's the center of the body, anything attached to the spine. So let's get the abs worked out here in a contralateral hold dead bug. I like to lock my knee out here to push my hand in towards the knee, so get more engagement in the hip flexor while I reach out my hand and my leg to separate my fingertips from my toes while pushing the lower back down to the ground and then bring it in aggressively. Doing 10 repetitions on each side is going to be plenty to get the hip flexors and the abs properly warmed up for me. Now, try to get your leg as straight as you can. If you're not able to do that, it's okay to go as far as you're comfortable, but I do not want to see the lower back getting off of the ground. The next sequence in the warm-up, I love to utilize the foam roll still to put my feet on top of the foam roll to get my glutes and my hamstrings active here. Now, the higher the hips go, and I like to hold it here until I really can find my glutes and my hamstrings, about 3 to 5 breaths, nice and deep breathing here. Then once I got it, I like to go up and down in the bridge position to just still focus on the hamstrings and the glutes. Again, the higher you go, the more lower back you're engaging, and don't want to focus too much on that here. Now, once that's warming up, let's walk it out because now we're gonna get the hamstrings and the glutes together with the lower back. Now, the further you go, the tougher it gets, and I want us to walk it all the way back as far as you're comfortable. This really gets the hamstrings firing properly, and if you want to stretch out the hamstrings a little bit afterwards, you're fine to do so. To prevent and manage injuries, we're doing shoulder series, 4 different positions here. The first one, as essentially streamlined position, we're going to lift our arms up as high as we're comfortable going, controlling them down. Now, the most important thing here is to not push the forehead down aggressively. I want it to gently hover on the ground, and that's going to be key and challenging for many. Also, the lower back should not be super engaged, so you do that by squeezing your glutes and your abs a little extra to focus on your middle and upper back a little bit more. The second position is in a Y position, and now it's more important to initiate the shoulder blades to make the first movement. Bring the arms up, reach them far away, and then control them back down to the ground. The next one is the T. Now again, shoulder blades squeezing, hands lifting off the ground, and then separate the fingertips away from each other as far as they go before your hands come down. Again, keep the head hovering on the ground here. We don't want to push it down. The last one is going to be down to the side, essentially where we're finishing a butterfly stroke. Now we're getting a little bit more triceps, a little bit more lats engaged. Lift your hands up as high as you're comfortable, control them down, and then repeat. And we're doing 10 repetitions of each one for each position. To wrap up the warm-up, I like to use a TRX strap to get a little bit extra tension going, and I like to start with a squat and a row. 10 repetitions, nice and controlled down in a squat, release the hands, extend the arms, and then push from the ground and then row up into the row. Long neck, and just working on tension here all the way from the forearms, biceps, shoulders, back, and the legs. Nice and controlled movements. Going right in from this squat row into a SERRATUS rollout, or a pillar bridge, if you will. 10 repetitions of each, and we're going to get in a position where you're comfortable separating the shoulder blades, maintaining a long line, and then reaching forward controllably and then coming back in. I do not want any pinching position here. Now, the lower you go, the more challenging it is. I am in a position where I am comfortable at, but I would recommend especially younger swimmers and master swimmers maybe come up a few steps here. And that is going to be the wrap of the warm-up. And now let's look at the entire workout, guys. Overhead squat, great movement. My personal weakness. reaching up, keeping your elbows as locked as you can, holding either medicine ball or a stability ball, whatever you have of your choice. I like to squeeze this thing to get more activation, lower trapezius. Go down to your deepest range possible and then come up. So I'm doing negative repetitions, about 2 seconds down, a visible pause at the bottom, and then popping it up. 8 repetitions overhead squats. We're combining the overhead squat with the one leg glute bridge. I am hugging my other leg to turn that leg off. Keep the whole foot planted on the ground, control the repetition down again, and pop up. Now, the higher your hip goes, the more lower back is engaged. I actually don't want lower back engaged right here. Let's keep it more hamstring and glute active here. So if you cannot find your glute and your hamstring, you might be going too high. So try to isolate it to go enough range to find your glutes working the most here together with the hamstrings. One leg glute bridge. That's set number 2, a little complex for you guys. 10 repetitions, TRX Ys, TRX Ts, and then TRX rollouts. Now, you can modify these as you wish. I do want negative repetitions, and you can hear here how tired I am. That's my first set only, so I'm gonna get ready for another 2 sets here. So guys, up, control down on each one. Now it's very important that we engage the movement from the shoulder blade, okay? And then never to unlock the lower back. We want the middle back to work a lot, both in the Ys and the Ts, and especially in the Ts, the deltoids. I mean, butterfly, the recovery in the butterfly is tough, so we have to develop our deltoids, but always initiate the movement with the shoulder blades. For the rollouts, it's important that you go out as far as you're comfortable without any pinching or pain. You need to be stable in this position. So if you're not comfortable reaching out all the way into Streamline, you can either take a few steps forward or you don't go out as far. Your choice, but it should not be any pain. Go out to your allowed range. The further you can go, the further back your feet are, the more advanced you're getting and the more stable the system now is getting. That's the second set, guys, a really good circuit. For the third set, I'm gonna take my shoes off just to make it a little bit more specific on the feet for the underwaters. We're gonna use a medicine ball or any little elevation that you have. I'm gonna use this ball right here for my feet. And we're gonna do glute raises. This is very much so simulating the underwaters. If you want to simulate a little bit more, you can be in a streamline position with your arms as well. But we're essentially looking at popping dips up fast, controlling it down. I don't want too much bounciness. I don't want a lot of momentum. I do want us to control the movement down always. And we're going to simulate the underwaters here. We're going to go 20 repetitions on this one. Glute bridges. And in between this movement, I am just gonna smash my glutes, and I have some options here, either a larger mobility ball or a peanut ball. Any kind of lacrosse ball is gonna be good, just for me to continue having some feeling for my glutes, that they're alive, so I'm not relying on my lower back too much, even though we want the lower back involved here together with the glutes. The last set, I'm gonna attribute out to Coach Matt Delancey in Florida and Caleb Dressel. Thank you guys for putting this core circuit out there. Caleb posted a few weeks ago his ab circuit going down from 20 down to 5. I'm not as advanced, not many swimmers are as advanced. I'm a master's guy, over 30 years old. So I'm gonna start that pyramid at 15, go down to 5. And what we're doing here, toe touches, heel touches, straight leg crunches, flutter kicks, and we're gonna finish with the leg raises. I like to finish with the leg raises because that one is gonna stay at 10 repetitions. I don't know why Caleb and Matt put that in there in the middle. So we'll go 15, 15, 15, down to the 10, go 10, 10, 10, 10, down to the 10, go 5, 5, 5, 5, finish with the 10, and we'll see how the core is doing after that. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Caleb. Let's go. Oh, 50. 50. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3,
12, 1, 2, 3, 13, 1, 2, 3, 14, 1, 2, 3, 15. Oof, leg raises. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Round 1, I saw Caleb saying, don't put your feet down. Now everybody, your lower back has to stay on the ground for everything. And the straighter the legs stay on the toe touches, the better. You can tell my hamstrings a little compromised. Let's go for 10 now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And also try to decelerate on the way down. Pop up, control back just a little bit. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woo! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Way harder without pushing anything down on the ground. 8, 9, 10. Ah, it's a little sacrifice, so we'll take a little break. So hands underneath the lower back, a little easier. Hands out, much harder. 2, 3, but not many people are able to push the lower back down. That's always gonna be key. As long as the lower back stays on the ground, you're good. But now I'm getting tired. If I have to come back down, oof, I'll do it. 10. All right, last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Woo! Man, you have to finish like the world record holder. So I appreciate that a lot. Now let's decompress. Oh, child's pose. Upward facing dog. Now, very important that we do everything that we can to recover. 5 repetitions here. And the little circuit on the TRXs or the suspension trainers might put a little muscle mass on you. So super important that we get back on the foam roll afterwards. And if you do have a peanut ball, even better to get on the peanut and simulate the streamline position a little bit more. Guys, I hope you love this workout. I sure enjoyed it. It was really hard. Thank you, Caleb. Thank you, Matt Delancey out in Florida for a little core circuit. Now remember, if I would have started at 20 like Caleb did, I would have suffered way more. So start at your level where you are at and make sure it's looking good. If your legs are looking bent, if your lower back comes off the ground, don't do it yet. Work a little bit more stability and that time will come for you. Next week, challenge of the month. Let's see how strong you are. Let's see what kind of swimmer strength you have, and it's time to try to win some gear. Now, one thing I did not mention too much was ankle mobility, especially plantar flexion, because swimmers are always pointing their toes and it's very important in underwater swimming. I don't like to specifically work on this before practice, but if we are done with practice, use the foam roll. The foam roll is perfect to put your feet on top of it and then to start rolling it a little bit to push the ankle down. It should not be any painful position here, but I like to move my toes up and down to just get a good association between what my muscles in my feet are feeling, what my muscles in my calf are feeling, because they all work together. And not only do we need to have good range there, but they need to function in that position. But if we stay in this stretch too long, it's gonna hurt our squats. And if it hurts our squats, we might get hurt in powerful movements on land. So guys, be smart on how you are mobilizing the ankle. But this workout has now covered everything from mobility to strength and also a little bit of recovery. I hope you guys liked that workout. I hope you enjoy that workout. If you want to see more, comment on what you want to see. Next week, we have a challenge of the month coming for you guys. And like this, share this,
Let's spread the love, and we'll see you in the next video.